Hey, this is Kent from Revolights. I'm going to be walking you through W-wire installation. First step, grab your front wheel off your bike and find the left-hand side of the wheel. That would be active if you're riding the bike, your left hand. Grab that side that's going to be facing up because that's where the W-wire is going to be sitting. Next step, find your valve stem, this guy, and you want to orient it to 6 o'clock. And since we're doing the installation as though the viewer is going to be doing it, that's going to be facing you. To help this from wiggling around as I'm doing the install, I'm going to go ahead and grab a little old duct tape roll, and that's going to just sit underneath the wheel to keep it balanced. Next step, grab your installation templates, and we're going to align that. These just help keep the rings concentric as you do the install, so they're not critical. Generally, you want the outer edge of the template to be aligned to the rim itself. So that looks good there. I'm going to grab 2 pieces of tape and just stick it down. About there, and I think about there. So once that's stuck, grab the other 2 templates and go ahead and put those on spaced out. Okay, with that good, go ahead and grab your W-wire ring. So the front ring is going to be the one that has the white sticker on it, and the W-wire ring is the one that has a termination that looks like this. Just note the 3 wires and the plug at the end. So stick the wires at 12 o'clock, and you want that sticker side facing down. And once that is on, we're going to go to the next step, which is aligning the 9 o'clock position. Okay, so here is the 9 o'clock mounting bracket. First thing you want to do before installing the hardware is align the spokes to the brackets. Essentially, you want the spoke to cross the bracket either at the very edge, at one of these gaps in between, or at this edge here. Before you say it's good to go, you want to make sure that the other 5 brackets are also aligned. When this one's aligned, on this wheel, this orientation looks good, so we're just going to call it good there. Go to your hardware set, have it kind of out of the bags here, and grab a spoke clip. So the spoke clip just has a couple features you should know about. There's a round side to it, a flat side, and then there's a serrated washer that sits on it. So this serrated washer is going to actually be sandwiched between these 2 pieces to keep them from moving when it's tight. So when you install, keep note of that. So I'm going to grab this guy, go over to my spoke. Now this is a spoke I want to attach to. The rounded side that I pointed out is important because based on where the spoke attaches to the hub will tell you which way the rounded side goes. So this spoke, if you follow it, attaches to the top of the hub here versus, for example, this spoke attaches to the bottom of the hub. Now if I'm attaching this clip to the top, I want the rounded side down. If it attaches to this bottom one, I want that rounded side up. And then since the serrated washer is going to be sandwiched between the clip and the spacer, you want that serrated washer facing the slot that you're going to want to install on. So since this is the slot I want the serrated washer facing this way, and it's a top spoke, so rounded side down. Now sometimes these are pretty compressed and they're hard to get on, so I just went ahead and grabbed a flathead screwdriver just to help pry it open a little bit. So helps me get it on. There you go. And snap. Now you saw there that the serrated washer fell off. That happens periodically. We'll just set that aside for the next step. So now you're going to want to grab your hardware. I'm going to be attaching this spacer here to the clip, so I want to grab a spacer screw. A clip screw. So the clip screws are the screws that come in packs of 12, and the spacer screws are the ones that come in packs of 24. So grab one of your clip screws, and this spacer here is from the 23mm kit, so grab that guy. Note there is a flat side to this as well. That's the side where you can see the nuts. That's going to be the side that attaches to the clip, so you want the screw to go in on the other side. And just go ahead and grab that serrated washer that fell off and just put it on the screw just like so. Now bring it over, and I'm going to install the spacer on the clip. Okay, so you don't want this to be too tight, just tight enough that it doesn't move too easily, and you want the spacer generally oriented so it's at the full extent of the slot against the rounded side. So you can see you want to orient it this way. I'm going to tighten it down a little bit there and then slide it into place. So now I'm going to want to make this attachment, and for that I go and grab a spacer screw over here. So this is again the pack of 24. These will be a different length based on the kit you get. We're going to put a little Loctite on these screws before screwing them in, so since I'm going to be doing 6 mount points, I'm just going to go ahead and grab 6 screws, put them together like so, and just put a little Loctite on them all at once. So grab that and just put a little dab. This just keeps it so that any vibration won't allow the screws to loosen. And grab a screw. We're going to make the connection. So just lift the ring, slide this guy under, and do the install. Okay, so it's important here, you don't want it actually tight. Tighten it down and then back it off a couple so that you can still move the ring. And with that, like that, I'm going to go ahead and install the other 5. Okay, so once you have all of the spacer screws and clip screws in, I'm going to go ahead and check the concentricity, and the easiest way to do that is take it off of a stand if you have it, tuck the W wire so it doesn't start dragging on the ground as you spin, and just give it a little spin. What you're going to be checking for is that the gap between the ring and the tire is more or less constant. This one actually looks pretty concentric, so I'm not going to make adjustments, but if you do need to, that's why you want all those screws loose. You can start pulling and moving the ring around until it gets concentric, and once it's good, just keep giving it a little spin check. So we will call this one good and move on to the next ring.